how am I gonna get through this? How am I gonna get through this? Am I gonna get through this? Am I being too hard on myself? I don't know. So today I am working on creating a plan of attack. I've got so many ideas in my mind on how to get started. I want to share some of those steps with you so that you kind of understand why I'm doing some of the things that I'm doing. That's why I'm sharing it. That's why I'm sharing this whole thing. Is if it's helpful for other people too, why not? Look at this. How cool is that? Where is it? When you say hi to people, they say hi back. When you try to say hi to people in LA, you get this look. Saying hi to me for. Here, you get none of that. Guess where I'm at? My favorite place to be. Well, it's one of my favorite places. I love airports. Currently in the Los Angeles International Airport. Tom Bradley, on my way to where this whole journey will begin. My journey to solving this so-called midlife crisis. And I'm really just actually going back home to my place in Guanajuato. I can't wait to show it to you. It's a place that inspires me the most, and I can't wait to lose this weight, get my health back, get my oomph back, my mojo. First, I have to walk this, what seems like a 2-kilometer walk to my gate. I don't know if you've ever been to the Los Angeles International Airport, but this is one of the longest walks to a gate that I've been on. I just spent 4 weeks in LA helping to take care of my dad, and while it was good, I had a good time and I love spending time with my dad, but now it's time for me time. I need to take some time for a little self-care and focus on my health, and there's no better place to do it than home in Guanajuato, and I can't wait to show you. I also realize I've got to make a plan. I need to have some kind of a plan, step by step, on the actions that I'm going to take in getting back my health and getting in shape. I've got a lot of ideas, and it's all, great ideas in my head, but if I don't actually make a plan, and if I don't do a step-by-step thing where I know exactly what I need to do every day, I know me. I'm never gonna do it. So it starts with a plan. So that's next. I made it! I am home. Do you know how good it feels to sleep in your own bed after spending a month sleeping on a couch in my dad's room because there's no extra room, and I have to make sure that he doesn't have any nightmares and crawls out of bed and falls and all that jazz. If you've ever done any caregiving, you know what I'm talking about. But I literally have tweaked my back, and I'm so ready to get it all loose again and not being constantly in pain. But here I am, ready to go. The journey has begun. So today, I am working on creating a plan of attack. I've got so many ideas in my mind on how to get started with this operation. Oh, meet Sebastian, who doesn't know his personal space or my personal space, and I haven't trained him enough to stop jumping on me, but I kind of like it. Let me just show you Lana. Hey Lana! That's my 16-year-old right there, my adventure dog. More on them later, and you'll meet the cast of characters in my so-called midlife crisis and my awesome life as well. You'll meet them as they appear in my videos. But first things first, the plan. I need to know what I can do with the resources that I have, with the time that I have, with the patience that I have. And I want to create a plan for this week in just reconfiguring my diet, shopping for some good food, and incorporating some exercise, and walking around town in Guanajuato, which I'm gonna start later on today. I have an appointment to do the number one thing that I know I need to do to start feeling good. But I'm not gonna tell you right now. You're gonna have to watch. It's something that absolutely makes a huge difference for me when I do this. I'm just gonna stop talking now about that and you'll see it. But anyway, I want to also show you the starting point of where this whole journey begins, kind of like the before. Okay, so if I want to know where I'm going and I have this visual of myself, of what I want my body to look like and how I want to feel, it's important to know where I'm starting. And one of the things that I've been so freaking out about, because I'm making these videos public, I'm not just doing this for me so that I can watch them back later on after I've accomplished my goal, to be able to watch these videos back and to know like where I was and where I started is super important to me. But also just to face some fears. I'm super kind of self-conscious about imperfections. And again, I'm talking about me and me alone when I refer to my body and what I feel like is acceptable and what my standards are. In no way do I want you to project this onto you, thinking that I don't think fat is good or anything like that on any other body. If people are happy with how they are and how they feel, awesome, more power to you. I'm specifically referring to me and how I feel because it's all about me. Just kidding. All right, so this is where I'm starting, and I'm so freaking scared to do this. And if you have nothing nice to say, please don't say it, because I'm already like, I know I'm in my 40s, but I still have not gotten comfortable in my skin, especially now with me being at the worst shape of my life. But this is where I'm starting. Here's my freaking body. I'm white and pasty, and look at this. I'm like, my pants are holding on for dear life. See these buttons? It's like I have a tattoo of this button. I didn't sign up for that. I choose my tattoos. This tattoo is not welcome. I want to be able to flatten the stomach, to even out my skin tone. I literally have a dad bod. Look at this. I'm not ready for this jelly. I don't want this jelly. I want to look good and feel good and be amazing. I know I'm amazing already in many ways, all right? You don't need to compliment me. I get it. But for me, it's just not good enough. I want to be able to be at my peak levels for what a person my age can be. I want to think clearly, as I have not been able to do for quite some time. My head's been foggy. You know what it is? It's like when you're not comfortable in your own skin and when you're not comfortable with how things are going for you in your life, in your head, how are you going to be comfortable with your outer life, right? Like, I hope I said that right. If you're not comfortable with how you feel inside and you don't feel like you look good, you don't feel good, you don't have the energy, how is your external life going to look? Obviously, it's a reflection of what's going on inside. So for me, I'm ready to tackle this head on, and I'm gonna start with this, my body, because I know that when my body looks good and I feel good, I know that everyone else benefits. My world around me benefits. I'm more happy, I'm more motivated, I'm more optimistic. I'm optimistic now, but I can definitely turn it on even more, and I'm more able to inspire others. So this is where it is. This is where I'm starting. There's a part of me that thinks that I can do everything at the same time, all at once, and do ice baths and go on fasts and do your meditations and yoga and all these things that I have in my mind that I need to do. But I know myself that I'm just going to end up overwhelming myself if I do everything all at once, because there's only so much time in a day. I'm busy. There's other things in my life that I need to tend to. I've got a business to run. I've got life. And I've decided that what I'm going to do is, at least I know the steps, right? And I want to share some of those steps with you so that you kind of understand why I'm doing some of the things that I'm doing. And maybe if you need to apply it for yourself too, if it's helpful for you, and that's why I'm sharing it. That's why I'm sharing this whole thing, is if it's helpful for other people too, why not? Why keep this knowledge to myself? I have so much knowledge inside of me from all the years that I had been healthy and I had been fit And working as a coach, that's the profession that I've done since 2012. It's only natural that I share it with you as well. My plan is I've broken it down to 5 steps, and I'm just reading it off of my notes here on my phone and on my pad that I've been just writing away this whole time. I just need to put all the notes together now. But what I've come up with is a 5-step solution to get my health back, where I'm looking good and feeling good and just feeling awesome again. And I know that if I do all of this, that it will move me in the direction that I want to move in. One of the first things that I need to do is to realign mentally and spiritually. For some reason along the way, I've kind of lost my connection to spirit. I've lost my connection to who I know I am deep inside, because a lot of external forces have crept in and just started guiding me and steering me in directions where now I find myself lost, right? I find myself like, where the heck am I? I know where I am physically, but in space and time and where I'm supposed to be and all that stuff, I've started questioning all of that because I feel like I've lost alignment to who I am. So that's one of the first things I'm doing. And how I'm doing that is through yoga and meditation. That's always helped me. I plan to do yoga every day as I used to. Yoga in the morning for about 20 minutes, doing strength yoga, hatha yoga, I believe it's called. And then at night before bed, I'm doing restorative yoga, where it's just stretches and just recentering and allowing my mind to clear from all the action of the day. And I'll share that with you as well. I'm definitely not a yoga teacher or meditation guide or facilitator or anything like that, but I'll share as much as I can without this video looking boring, because who wants to watch me meditate for 20 minutes? I don't know, maybe you. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you want to watch, but I just don't think people will want to watch that. So that's the first step. Realign mentally and spiritually. Mentally, meaning I need to realign with my goals, what I feel like my life will look like and feel like and taste like and be expressed as after all of this is said and done. Going back to personal development one-on-one and just writing out my goals and what life looks like after I've achieved this goal of getting back my health and being fit. The second step that I know I need to do is fixing my gut health. I know that the things that I've been eating are not the best things for me. Living here in Mexico, having access to some of the tastiest and some of my most favorite food, such easy access to it is a blessing and a curse because it's so easily accessible. But the blessing is like, yeah, I get to taste and eat the best food all the time. But I know that if I want to get healthy and if I want the life that I want, that I can't always have what I want. Fixing my gut health by eventually doing a fast, a 3-day fast, a water fast. Used to do them regularly, used to do cleanses all the time, every year, regularly, and I just haven't been able to do it in the last few years. So I can't wait to do that. I'm going to eat nutritious food. I'm going to be more conscious about the food that I eat. Am I going to quit tacos altogether? No. Am I going to quit eating enchiladas and going out there and getting tamales? No. But I'm going to be more mindful about when I eat it and how often. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, I'll be measuring the success or lack of success and making adjustments along the way. The whole point of this whole thing is to not be so mean to myself. I've been so mean to myself. And some of the times that I'm mean on camera, like, it's self-deprecating. I use humor to make fun of myself and my fat ass and some of the things that I say about myself. I could probably be kinder in the words that I choose, but it's my way of making it humorous. So don't think I'm taking it too seriously and that I actually feel so horrible about myself. I just know that this is just a skin suit. I know who I am on the inside, boo. You know, like, I don't need the spiritual talk. I've got it. I understand it. So self-deprecating humor, and sarcasm, it's a part of who I am. And I feel like I'll always be that. So I hope you like it. I don't know. Third step is to fix my mouth health. I've got to see a dentist. I've got to get my teeth cleaned and checked out and see like if my mouth bacteria health is good, and if not, I have to fix it. So that's the next thing, because we all know that the gut biome and the mouth biome are like the sources of disease and illness, and I want to make sure those things are on point first before any of the other stuff. The next step 4, is move my blood by exercising. I know I have a lot of, my lymphatic system has not drained in a long time, or maybe it has, but I haven't consciously moved my blood to like drain my lymphatic system, because that's where all the diseases and illnesses stem from. I think, people understand what I mean by just getting your blood to move so that it can drain all the toxicity out of the body and regenerate and stuff. I'm using all these fancy words, I know. I'm really not that fancy. And the last step is to strengthen and build muscle. I know I need to strengthen and build muscle and start working out again using weights so that I can burn some of this fat. I can walk easily into town every single day, which I plan to do. And that's gonna burn a lot of calories. That's gonna burn a lot of fat, but I just wanna make sure that I'm not burning muscle. And that's why I need to start doing weightlifting with cardio. Is this very interesting to you guys? Like, do you like watching this? I just feel like this is useful for someone, that it's important to make a plan, and hopefully some of what I've listed out here that you can take as well, and something that I've said makes you think like, oh yeah, I should really focus on getting my mouth checked. That's why I'm sharing this in detail. This is what I have committed to this week. Is I'm getting my blood work done and checking and getting it checked by a doctor here in town. I haven't found a doctor yet, and I don't know where I'm going to get my blood work, but I will by this week. I'm doing tons of walking, no food by 7 p.m., 0 rice. Yes, I have to say 0 rice because I'm Asian. Rice is like, to an Asian, is like tortillas to a Mexican. And I've got a double whammy living here in Mexico, tortillas and rice that I need to cut from my diet. So no rice and no sugar. Sugar is one of my biggest arch nemesis. And I will be very, very conscious about my sugar intake this week. 0 extra sugar that I have control over, or if I see food that I know has a lot of sugar, I'm gonna avoid it and definitely just not eat it. I'll be making my daily smoothies. I'll probably create another video sharing what goes inside of my green smoothies. I've been drinking these green smoothies for a long time now, and I always feel satiated, always make the bowel movements really nice and frothy. I know that might be too much information, but when you're over 40 and you like suffer from constipation sometimes, having that frothy movement feels really good, and I want more of that. And of course, having my meals prepped beforehand. So I'll be designing the meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or I don't even know if I'm going to be having breakfast, but I'm still deciding that. But I'm going to have the meals planned beforehand, and I'll be going to the grocery store every couple days so that I'm forced to walk my ass to the grocery store, which is across town, up and down hills, and I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone, going to the grocery store and getting my cardio. That's the plan for this week, and I'm really, really confident that I can make that happen. Slow baby steps is my point, and we'll see how it goes. One of the things that I love about small city mountain living here in Mexico is how easy it is to get places. You can literally walk from one side of the city to another. But today, this is the most traffic I've seen in the city. There's as you can see, the roads aren't that big. It's just 1 lane per direction. But I'm looking for my appointment, and one of the things that is kind of difficult in a little city like this, or a little town like this, is looking for the place that you're looking for, the destination, because there's no addresses anywhere. I think it's all over Mexico where there's not a lot of addresses and people just go by landmark. But look at these cool buildings in this area. We're right now in an area called La Presa. I'm in a parking lot right now because I'm looking for where my appointment is. I'm thinking, looks like it could be across the street. I'm just gonna go ahead and cross now and hope not to get hit. For those of you who know me personally, you know I hate crossing streets, but in a place like this, it's kind of okay. It's just 2 lanes, but I'm hoping it's in one of these places here. I can't wait for this appointment, and I think that's it. It's here. We're getting a haircut, and hopefully it is here. Hola.
Hola.
Buenas tardes. ¿Dónde está Salon Love? Arriba?
Sí, arriba.
Okay, gracias. Okay. Well, this is kind of cool. I've never been in here. It's like a little store. I've never been in here. All the years that I've lived here, I'm trying out a new place to get a haircut. I usually get it more in the center of town, but there was a lot of really good feedback and reviews on this place, and the lady speaks English. Look at this, how cool is that? Where is it? Okay, I see a laundry place here, and oh, this looks like there's a hola.
Hola.
Hola, no? Huh?
Are you coming to your haircut?
Sí, gracias. Okay guys, I'm gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna get my hair cut and I'll show you the after. This is before. Well, how do you like it? Shorter. I need to style it a little bit, but I love short hair. And as I was saying, that when I get a haircut, whenever I get a fresh haircut, I feel like a different person. And it's one of those things that really like get me to start working out. And I mean, I feel 5 pounds lighter just by having a haircut. So what is it for you? Do you have one of those things that you like to do? Maybe it's getting your nails done, maybe it's getting new pairs of clothes that just makes you kind of like I know it's like a band-aid, right, to the problem. It's a short-term fix, but what is it for you that helps you feel good about yourself for the moment? Because I feel like that's what I need right now. Like these short-term fixes just to keep me moving to the next step, which is I gotta figure out what groceries to get and plan the next meals. But haircut done, I feel good. I'm walking home. It's like a pretty tough walk home, but let's see, because I gotta walk uphill now and across the town. But in the meantime, maybe I'll show you some spots. Right now there's not very many places to show you, but look at these like alleyways. This is what I love. This is what the streets of Guanajuato look like. Imagine having groceries and then having to climb up those stairs, and I'm pretty sure there's like a turn that goes that way to go even higher. But I love this town. Love this little city. There's actually like a hike that goes all the way up that mountain up there. It's called La Bufa, and it's a tough climb. Maybe I'll climb it one day, but not right now. This guy would not make it up that hill if I tried to go. So I'll work up to it. I forgot to mention where we were just at was a little area called La Presa de la Olla. It's one of the quieter parts of Guanajuato. And so I just walked down the hill. It took about 15 minutes. Again, everything is walkable here. This place really isn't for people with mobility issues because there's lots of hills, lots of cobblestone, lots of stairs, lots of little streets that you have to walk through to get to your destination. And if you're in a wheelchair, you have a hard time walking, it could be a little bit difficult for you. So something to keep in mind if you ever plan to visit Guanajuato. But I wanted to show you this next area that you walk through well, that I have to walk through on my way home, but it's called Embajadores. I don't know if it's called Embajadoras or Embajadores. I think it's Embajadores. I'm still learning Spanish, so please be kind. So here is what it looks like. A little bit of Mexican independence going on right now. They're getting ready for the big Independence Day celebrations. There's a little plaza here. There's plazas everywhere here in Guanajuato. And I have my favorites, and I will show you some of them as I do these videos. But one of my favorite taco places is usually right here at this spot every day. But she's usually out of here by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Really, really good red tacos. Like, they're not the regular tacos, they're vapor tacos. I think they're steamed. Really good. You've got your little places to eat, little ice cream stand, little seafood place. What I love about here is that there's always like families and generations of families hanging out in this area. Lots of locals, and you just get to see how the locals live, and I love this area. And so now we're walking out of Embajadores. Can you believe it? There's a lot more behind where all the buildings are, where all the people live, but now we're walking towards Centro, closer to where all the fancy stuff is, museums and all the touristy stuff. But the buildings are still very, very beautiful. I mean, look at this road, look at this street. This is a one-way street, which a lot of the streets here in Guanajuato are one way. So if you get lost, you're gonna have to go around all the city, around the whole city again. Here's another example of, oh look, a tortilleria where you get tortillas. Check that out. That's so cool. I don't know if you can see the tortillas coming in through the machine. But here's another example of an alleyway of walking all the way up. I've actually walked up that road. Maybe we'll do it in another video, but today I don't feel like sweating, so we're gonna keep walking. There's different stores. What do you need? Like secondhand shops? Do you need a bakery? You want a 7-Eleven? Oxxo is like Mexico's equivalent of a 7-Eleven. You've got, I think there's like a local gym over there towards the corner, right over there. I've never been inside of it. Oh, here's another cool part. This is like where all the cars drive. If you've noticed, above ground, there's not a lot of cars considering this is, you know, fairly nice sized city. The secret of Guanajuato is a lot of the cars are underground. There's a whole tunnel system here, and one day we'll take the camera. I say one day we'll take the camera. We've got a lot of time here. I can't show you everything all at the same time, but in the meantime, I'll show you what I do see. I'll walk you through the tunnels so you can see what I'm talking about. So as you can see here, the kids are coming out of school and they're all in their uniforms, and there's like the local bus. This is like slow living, like country living, and there's not a lot of action going on, and you have to, you know, walk on the street to pass people, walking on the sidewalks. It's small town living, and that's what I love. And there's like a good chance of always running into people that you know when you're walking. This is what I love. I just love it. I love that you can walk everywhere in this town. Anything you need, you can just walk to it. And that's part of my goal, is walking everywhere instead of driving. I've gotten so spoiled driving. My next goal is, for today, is to walk up a street that is super, super inclined, and it's kind of a tough walk. So this is one of the popular coffee shops. Look at this entrance, like it's like a little coffee shop. I usually walk up this street. I don't know if you can tell just through the video how much of an incline this street is. I just want to stop real quick just so you can see. This is what I'm about to walk. I'm going to try to get to the very top of this street. And I'm fine right now, but I can guarantee you by the end of this, I'm going to be huffing and puffing and sweaty. But it's one of the things that I've chosen to do now, instead of just grabbing a taxi, even though they're like $3 to get to where you need to go. I'm just gonna see how much I can walk everywhere and just go back to the old days of before having the car, where I always walked everywhere anyway. Having that car in Guanajuato has been a blessing and a curse. A blessing because you experience Guanajuato in a whole different way, but a curse because you miss walking streets like this. And I mean, look how beautiful, and look at all the colors of the buildings. This is like real small town living. And there's people from all walks of life. It's, yeah, you get the locals, but there's also a lot of foreigners that live here, and everyone is welcomed. One of the things that I say all the time about Guanajuato is that I've never ever, hey look, hey buddy. I just want to show you how far we've gone and what the street looks like. But as I was saying, I've never ever gotten a side eye from someone. I've never had someone look at me like, what are you doing here? Or like I'm a different person or something, like I don't belong. Everyone here is super welcoming, super nice. This is actually quiet for Guanajuato. There's usually some kind of festival going on. There's always some kind of celebration. Check this out. Here we are. I can already feel myself super tired. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes. See what I mean? When you say hi to people, they say hi back. When you try to say hi to people in LA, you get this look. What the fuck are you saying hi to me for? Here, you get none of that. One of my goals in the near future, hopefully sooner than later, is to be able to walk that up or walk off this street without this huffing and puffing, or at least not this crazy and out of control. I almost need to stop for a second, but I can already see the end of the street. Even better, my goal is to be able to jog up the street. Maybe with some huffing and puffing, but hopefully I just want to be able to run without stopping. So I'm almost to the top of the street, as you can see, but I wanted to show you what the city looks like from up here. We were down there, street level, just a few minutes ago. I hope that you can see the details. We'll get down closer in future videos, but in the meantime, I just hope you can see the details of how beautiful that city is. It's gorgeous. Okay, you're gonna kill me. So, a couple of hours ago, this guy right here, Neto, asked me what I wanted to eat for dinner. I immediately said sushi because I wanted to celebrate the launch of my first episode of my YouTube channel. And so the first thing I said was sushi. And here we are, here I am, about to eat all of this sushi. And then I realized just earlier today in my video for episode number 2, I literally just said I'm not having 0 rice. I'm having 0 rice for the week as my goal. It hasn't even been a full 12 hours and I've already broken that rule. How am I gonna get through this? How am I gonna get through this? Am I gonna get through this? Am I being too hard on myself? I don't know. But you know what I do know? Someone's gotta eat this sushi. And I know Neto can't eat it all. And by the way, we'll talk more about who Neto is. He's one of the characters in my so-called midlife crisis. He deserves his own episode. But in the meantime, I guess I have to eat this. I can't let it go to waste. Neto's not that big of a guy, and he just can't eat all of it himself. And we don't like to waste food, so I'll make up for it somehow. Forgive me? I'm home, and I could not believe, I cannot believe that I already broke my plan, and it hadn't even been 24 hours, not even 12 hours. So this is what I'm doing. I just got home, and I created a habit list. So I normally do this to form new habits, but I created one let me just try to give you a better view of this, but I created one just for this week so that I have it written down, because when I have something written down and I have it and I put it somewhere where I'm always at, or somewhere where I always can see it, then I will do it and I will remember. But sometimes, there's so many things that I plan to do for myself that I forget. This is what I've got so far. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, you can see my computer. But can you even see that? There we go. It's no rice, no sugar. I need to have a green smoothie every day. I want to plan tomorrow's meal a day in advance. Yoga for 20 minutes during the day, yoga for 20 minutes at night, and I want to meditate for 20 minutes and cardio. This is just for this week, and I marked the week and I put tape on this. I marked the week and the days. So from the 10th through the 15th, because it's already Tuesday tomorrow, I will be doing these habits. I'm going to go ahead and put these now where I frequent the most. And that is right on top of the fridge. Because this is where I see it. This is where I want to see it every day. And no, it's not the best place and it's not the most aesthetic or beautiful spot. But this is where I get to see this every day because I'm always at the fridge. And every time I get something done, I'll check it off. Let me just show you again. I'll just check it off. And hopefully by the end of the week, this whole thing here will be full of check marks. And I wouldn't feel so bad and guilty for breaking it. Yeah, I'm not going to be so hard on myself. But if that's what it takes, then that's what it takes. And I don't want to make a mistake again, especially not this early in the process of my journey. So, thanks for celebrating my first official day. I'll see you in the next video. But you know what though? Before I go, I've got this. I know I'm really hard on myself. And I tend to, say negative things from time to time. But that's just, I know after I've cooled off a little bit, that's just me. And I know I'm going to get this done. I know I've got what it takes. I've done it before. I've been to that, top shape, top physique before. And I've had that mental clarity. All the things that I want, I've had. I know I could get it back and maybe even be even better than where I was before. So I'm staying positive on this. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another start, another opportunity to get started. And, I'll be more successful tomorrow.